All right, this video is about the circular flow model. So the circular flow model is an economic model, and if you remember from chapter 1, we talked about economic models, and you can think of economic models as simplifying reality. Okay, so it's just like when you have, for example, a model of the solar system. The purpose of the model is to illustrate and demonstrate what the solar system looks like. It doesn't include all the, for example, of the moons of every single planet. It doesn't include all the specific details of every individual planet, but it includes a basic representation of what the solar system looks like. Same idea with economic models. We are trying to simplify reality. We're trying to simplify what the economy actually looks like. So when we simplify the economy, and we're talking about economic models, we're also making assumptions. So I am going to draw this up here, and so I encourage you to draw it in your notebook if you don't already have it in your notebook, or if you already have it, follow along. So a circular flow diagram is where we are making the assumption that we are talking about a market economy. Okay, we're talking about a market economy, a market circular flow, so keep that in mind. Okay, so we have four basic players in a circular flow. We have the individuals. By the way, I'm going to be using this entire screen, so leave enough space in your notebook. We have businesses. And then we have up here the factor market. And then down here we have the product market. Okay, so when we start with this, we're assuming this is talking about a market economy. And so if you remember when we talked about market economies, we talked about that capitalism is a common characteristic of a market economy. So when we look at this, we're assuming this includes capitalism. And if you remember, capitalism is when the individuals own the factors of production. They're the ones that own the land, the labor, the capital, the entrepreneurship. So if that is true, individuals own the land, the labor, the capital, the entrepreneurship, and of the four boxes up here, so the individuals own the factors of production, of the other three boxes, which box wants the factors of production? Businesses. The businesses are going to need those factors of production to be able to produce anything. Now the problem is the individuals and the businesses don't always know each other, so they need a middleman. Okay, that's where we have the factor market at the top. The factor market you can think of just like we talked about factors of production. Okay, what is bought and sold at the factor market? Factors of production: the land, the labor, the capital, the entrepreneurship. So you could choose if you want to use different colors. I'm going to use different colors to represent the different things. So I'm going to have the individuals take to the factor market the land, the labor, the capital, and the entrepreneurial ideas. Okay, they're going to take that to the factor market, and the businesses are going to then go to the factor market to be able to get connected with these individuals, and out of the factor market, businesses are going to get the land, the labor, the capital, and the entrepreneurship. Okay, so the businesses are going to get these four things: the land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, out of the factor market from the individuals. Now that the businesses actually have all of those things, what are they going to do with them? Well, they're going to go and take those raw materials, those factors of production, they're actually going to make something out of it. So they're going to make some goods and services. Now, of the other boxes up there, the businesses are making goods and services. Who is going to want to buy them? Who's going to want to buy these goods and services? The individual. So the individual wants to buy these goods and services, but oftentimes the businesses don't know the people that want to buy their products. So again, we need a middleman. So our product market on the bottom is going to be where we buy and sell final goods and services. So we have our businesses taking to the product market the goods and services that they made. And then we have the product market is going to then sell those goods and services to individuals. Now, can you tell why it's called the circular flow? But this is not done yet because we haven't paid for anything yet. So what we need to now do is that I'm going to take a green marker and I'm going to go through and I'm going to pay for everything. So for example, starting with the individuals, if you go to Best Buy to go buy a TV, they're not going to let you walk out of the store without paying for that TV. So individuals have to pay the product market a price of whatever that good or service is. Oops. Now, the product market's not the one that actually made the product. So we're going to have to go and pay for the manufacturer. So some of this money, a cut of that price, is going to go to the manufacturer. So cut of the price of goods and services is going to go to the manufacturer of the item that is actually produced. Now, top part of this, you can think of as paying for those resources. So the businesses went and got the land, the labor, the capital, the entrepreneurship. Now they actually have to pay for them. So we're going to go back through, and if you think about it in this fashion, if you have land that you are letting somebody else borrow, they don't own it, they are using it, okay? What do you call that? You call that rent. They're going to pay you rent for your land. If you are working for somebody else, you are expecting that after you work for them, they're going to pay you wages. If you have capital, in other words, money to invest in a business, maybe it's a loan, for example. You're loaning them money to get started as a business. You're expecting that they pay you back the loan plus interest. And then lastly, entrepreneurship. If you have a new idea, a great idea, you may invest in a company. And you may buy stock in a company. And if the company does well, they may choose to share some of their profits with you, and so they will pay you what they call dividends, which is a portion of the company's profits. So all of that goes to the factor market, but the factor market's not the one that originally owned the factors of production, so we have to pass that again on to individuals. So we have to pass on to them the rent, the wages, the interest, and the dividends. Okay, so this is what circular flow looks like for a market economy. Now, this all looks really messy when it's all up there like that, but if you actually go and use it as an example, okay, you can then go and talk through it, and it'll make a lot more sense. So, for example, I can pull out of this individuals box, I can pull anybody I want out of there. So I'm going to pull out myself. So I'm going to say, this is going to be me. This is S, okay? And of these four things that I have up here, land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, okay, I don't own any land. I do have money that I can invest in other businesses, but we won't talk about that right now. I don't really have entrepreneurial ideas. So we're going to say that of the 4 that I have to offer, these factors of production, I'm going to offer my labor. Okay? So the factor market is your connecting point. It's going to be how you get your individual connected with your business that is actually going to use your factors of production. So I have labor. So this could be, for example, a website that lists jobs that were available. It could include the classified section of the newspaper. It could include monster.com, for example. If I had land to sell, think about this. How would I get connected with a business that would buy the land that I'm selling? Maybe a realtor. Or if I had capital, I had extra money lying around that I wanted to be able to invest in a company. Maybe I would use a financial planner to find which companies would be best suited for my money. Those would all be factor markets. They're all middlemen. In my case, for my labor, okay, I was unemployed as of last year. So my factor market would be the diocese website, because that's how I found about the job at Bishop Chatard. So the diocese website would be my factor market. I would again still offer my labor, okay? And for the businesses box, I'm going to move right in the middle just for ease sake. And we're going to actually split the businesses box, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But here I'm going to write Chatard because that's where I actually work. Okay? And I get paid wages, so I'm going back through getting paid, which will, it sounds weird because you're like, wait a minute, Chatard doesn't pay the diocese website and the diocese website pays me. That's not the way it works. I know that. However, there are examples of when the factor market does get paid. For example, when you're talking about a real estate agent, they do get paid, okay? Or an investment planner, they do get paid. So keep that in mind, okay? I still want you to draw it this way. So think of the top half is how you get your job, how you get the individual connected with a business that's actually going to use their product. The bottom half now is going to be when you actually went and bought something recently. Okay, so recently I went to Target and I bought ink for my printer, and my ink was made by Hewlett-Packard HP. Okay, so the product market is where the store where I actually went to buy it. So the store I went to buy my printer ink was at Target. Okay, now the manufacturer of my ink, however, was HP. Now here's why I have this split box over in the businesses section. So I should target on the top half, because the top half is how I get my job. The bottom half is when I go and spend my money. So the bottom half here is going to be HP. So Hewlett-Packard is the manufacturer of the product I eventually buy. Okay? So HP is going to make, and I'm going to cross out this goods and services, they're going to make ink. Okay? They are going to sell their ink to Target. Target is then going to sell the ink to me. Okay? I am going to pay for the ink. It cost me a whopping $50. I know you're like, what kind of ink are you buying? I bought mini cartridges, so it cost me it was a multi-pack. So it cost me $50. I paid to Target. Okay? Target then has to go and give a cut of that $50 to HP to pay for the actual manufacturing of the ink. So maybe HP only gets, you know, $30 of that back. Okay, the rest of it goes to Target. But when you look at it this way, okay, it kind of makes sense from the standpoint of the top half is how you get connected with the individuals, with the businesses that need the resources. The bottom half is going and actually spending the money. Where are you going to actually spend the money? All right, hopefully this makes sense. If not, come ask, please. I can guarantee this will show up on your quiz in some way, shape, or form. All right. Talk to you later.